We outside New York City right now. I think I'm in Brooklyn. Hi, who am I here with today?
Hi, my name is Kay. I'm a photographer based in Portland. I do creative and fashion photography.
Oh wow, that's so nice. How long have you been a photographer for?
I've been doing photography for about a year and a half now. Yeah, year and a half.
Yeah? What made you get started with that?
Well, I've always just been a creative in my soul, and I wanted like a new outlet to branch out and like find different ways to be creative because I used to do a lot of pottery and ceramics back in the day, and so I was like wanting to just tap into a different energy because at the moment I just needed like an outlet to like put my emotions out there, and a lot of the stuff that I do is more focused on like moody vibes, just very like neutral toned colors and just kind of like portraying that emotion so it feels like palpable to like other people. And I just got started on a whim. Like I found a camera for $100 and I was like, why not just get started? And I just started taking portraits of friends. I had people actually start to see my work, and then from there I just actually started like booking paid gigs, and so it's been just kind of like a journey from there. And now I'm here like in the city in New York for Fashion Week. And so yes, me and Lily connected and we are here shooting today. We shot at a cute little cafe, and so that's kind of just been my journey like summed up in like a very small like nutshell.
Growing up, did you ever think you would be in New York right now, shooting content, being, for a New York Fashion Week or anything?
It's
Or you
actually,
manifested it?
it's actually funny because I feel like when I used to think of New York when I was a young child, I was always like, oh, the city, like there's too many people, it's too dirty, and like, I just had a very closed-minded mindset. But I just feel like as I've like grown into my own and like have been just branching out into like different interests and growing as a person, I feel like I've definitely made my inner child proud because I know like she was always like looking for a way to like fight her way out of like limiting beliefs and just like humble mindset and just getting out of that like not humble mindset but more so like scarcity mindset. I just wanted to find like more abundance for myself and like make her happy. So if my inner child were to look at myself today and like see me in New York City, she probably would not believe it. She'd be like, girl,
Is that you?
is that you? Like, hello?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, I feel like I've made myself, like, really proud just by, like, standing here and just having the opportunity to be able to, like, shoot runway shows and, like, being able to connect with more creatives, like, not even from New York, but from LA as well. Like, this is a blessing, truly.
At what point did you figure out you were like, okay, I need to shift my mindset, thinking in abundance?
I feel like
Were you going through anything at that point? You're like, okay, I can't be thinking like this anymore.
I feel like in a way, yeah. I feel like photography has been a way to dig myself out of some really dark spots in my life. I just feel like there were moments where I've just felt like really alone and like isolated, like I didn't really have that community. And the ways that I would try to seek community at the time was actually through the ballroom community. Shout out ballroom community and PDX, OTA, we love you. Yes. So I started attending balls and met amazing creatives along the way. I just feel like I've always been that person that had that abundance mindset of like, I'm going to do great things. Like I've always been in my delusional little dream world. Like I'm a dreamer, and so I feel like if you're a dreamer, like you've got those rose tinted glasses on, and I feel like sometimes like what might, set dreamers back is like setting like a solid plan in place. And so actually being able to like organize all of these things together and like make a solid plan has helped me grow my business like so much more than I would ever imagine. And so I feel like honestly I've always just had that abundance mindset, and I feel like when you switch your perspective and you change your mindset, you start to see that outward into your reality. And like I feel like being here in the city, like just seeing my manifestations already come true, I'm like, okay, well, if I can do this, what else can I manifest and bring into my reality? And so we have big goals here for 2025, but yeah.
I feel the exact same way.
When I was in New York City, I'm actually a model as well, so I do photography. See, I'm everything under the sun. I'm a multifaceted creator. I'm a photographer. I'm a model. I'm an event coordinator. Like, what you need, I'm gonna do it for you.
How important is it to network within this industry?
Networking in this industry, I'm still very new to the industry, like, don't get me wrong, but I also come from the real estate industry.
Oh, wow.
And one thing I learned in the real estate industry is network, network, network. It's not what you do, girl, it's who you know. So get yourself out there. Like, you need to be talking to people. You need to put yourself out there on social media. It's all about conquering, like, your self-doubt, your insecurities, and your fears about posting yourself online. I'm a huge advocate for posting yourself online. Even if you feel like you look stupid, like, you need to get yourself out there. You need to go to these events. You need to talk to people, because otherwise, if you're not talking to people, you're not going to get yourself anywhere.
Yeah.
You're not going to get your name out there. So networking, 1000%. I believe, if you got a camera in your hand, girl, go network. Find a few people. Soon enough, you'll see everything fall into place.
When you got a camera in your hand, do anyone ever come up to you and ask, like, are you a photographer? Do you shoot photos, videos? Can you, like, be,
Well, sometimes, not so often, because I will say one of my biggest goals for 2025 is to start carrying my camera around with me a lot more, because I feel like I'm just now getting out of that mindset of feeling ridiculous for carrying my camera around, because I used to think, like, oh, I'm carrying a camera bag around, it's too much bulk, and, like, people are going to look at me taking photos. And, like, now I feel like I reached a point where I'm like, yeah, people are going to see me take photos of people. I can go into a space where others might feel like, oh, that's bold, like, I wouldn't do that. And, like, I've had people say that to me before, and it's like, well, you wouldn't do it, I will, and that's why I'm getting paid.
That's how you gotta stand out.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's
exactly.
how you're going to stand out. You can't be afraid to show up and show out. Like, you got to put yourself out there. So I would say hopefully 2025 is that year where people start approaching me more by just doing, like, street photography. I mean, when I do shoot models and whatnot, people are looking and they're like, oh my gosh, like, what are they doing over there? So yeah,
Yeah, I love that.
still have yet to have someone approach me. So if you're in Portland and
I
you
would
see me,
approach Yeah. Can you take my photos? Okay. Do you listen to the people who are always being negative or saying you can't do this or that?
No, because if you're going to listen to people who are going to say negative things about you, it's just going to affect you on a subconscious level, and then you're not going to want to produce any work. I think you ignore all of those people, and that's their own self-limiting beliefs, because they're just going to project onto you. I say, if you're someone who's a dreamer like myself, you have to stay true to your heart, and you just have to move forward with attention and just know, like, if you're doing your thing out of your own authentic mind, then yeah, I think don't listen to those haters, girl. Bye.
Yeah, goodbye. If someone wants to be where you are, like how to be a photographer, how could they get started?
Honestly, pick up that camera. All you need is to pick up that camera. Just do it. Like, you can do all the research in the world. Girl, you need a camera. Pick up the camera. I know you have it in your hand right now. I see it. Pick it up.
Yeah. And where can we find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Perspective by Kay. I also have my content creation page, Kay, and you can also find me on TikTok at Taurus Venus.
Okay, thank you so much. It was nice talking to you.